I'm Craig Rosenbaum, Department of Agronomy at Kansas State University, and one of the projects we'll be talking about is our work with looking at peas in some of our cropping systems here in Kansas. And this is work funded through the USDA and partially supported by the Pulse Commodity Organization. Their focus is largely further north and in the far northwest, the Pacific Northwest, but they're looking at ways to expand the footprint of pulses in general, and we're really interested in field peas. And field peas have found a niche in northwest Kansas on some small acreage initially, and we're looking at ways to maybe expand that acreage or maybe enhance that system. And out west, we're looking at systems that are typically wheat, summer crop fallow, and replacing a portion of that fallow system with spring peas so far is what they've been using. And as we move east, there have been producers saying they're not terribly excited about their wheat performance, no-till drilled after soybean harvest. And so we're wondering, can we replace soybeans with peas and improve our wheat performance and still maintain a legume in that cropping system?
Hello, I'm Allie Jones. I am originally from Southwest Kansas, and I'm working on my master's degree at K-State. My main responsibility is this pea project, and for parts of this pea project, we are looking at the difference in productivity between spring and winter peas across the state of Kansas and different cropping systems. We're also looking at the effects that they have on the subsequent crop, in our case being wheat. So for this project, we have 4 locations we're looking at. We have 2 out west, being Colby and Hayes, where we're comparing spring peas and winter peas versus fallow. And then we have 2 in central Kansas, being Scandia and Manhattan, where we are comparing winter and spring peas versus soybeans. We have a rotation set up here where we have wheat, soybeans, and then spring and winter peas, and then a corn block. The reason we're looking at spring and winter peas is spring peas have been successful in this region for a few years now, whereas winter peas don't seem to hold up as much. So we're trying to figure out different varieties that maybe have more winter hardiness. The hopes being that if we get them in earlier, it will kind of have an effect like winter wheat and give us a better yield result in the end. So how we have this set up is we have 10 foot of soybeans, being a mid-3 variety, and then 10 foot of winter peas and 10 foot of spring peas, and then we have 5 varieties of each winter peas and spring peas. Okay, so this was the first year that we were able to collect data off of our wheat that was after our soybeans and peas. So starting in about March, I went out every 7 to 10 days and took NDVI readings and Canopeo readings. NDVI gives me a indicator of plant growth and how green it is, and Canopeo gives me a sense of the canopy cover that there is between treatments. I really saw no difference between either of these, between all 3 treatments, except for the last sample date, which was about the beginning of June. I saw that there was an increase in NDVI in our soybean treatment, or wheat after soybeans, and I just attribute that to the fact that it was planted later in the season and so it was more green. Some of the other sampling I did was wheat head counts. So we are looking at different yield components there, such as yield itself, heads per acre, seed weight, all those things.